Hi everyone, in this video I will discuss Lesage patterns. Lesage patterns are obtained when you input sinusoidal signals to the vertical and the horizontal deflection plates. We receive patterns, for example, like the straight line, an ellipse, a circle, and so on. These patterns are obtained when you provide sinusoidal signals to the X and Y plates. Using Lesage patterns, we can directly say the phase difference between the two signals and also the frequency of each of them. Lesage patterns help us to easily identify the phase and frequency relationships of two signals. Generally, Lesage patterns are used to know the frequency of an unknown signal as well as the phase difference with respect to a known signal. So what is done is, a known frequency signal is given to the X plates and an unknown signal is given to the Y plates. Based on this pattern that is achieved, the phase and the frequency of the unknown signal can be analyzed. So there are two measurements that can be made by the Lesage patterns. They are the phase and the frequency measurements. Let us look at the phase measurement first. Now when two signals are in zero phase, as you observe here, zero phase, then the pattern received is a straight line like this. Notice this is a positive slope. Now if the signals have a 90-degree phase shift, then the pattern received is a circle. And if the signals have a phase shift of any other angle, then you will get an ellipse. For a 180-degree phase shift, which is nothing but a negative phase shift of 0, you get a straight line again, but in the second and the fourth quadrant. Please observe here, you have for a 0-degree phase shift a straight line in the first and third quadrant. For a 180, you have it in the second and fourth quadrant. Here the slope is negative. Not only this, we get the following patterns for different phase angles. For a phase angle of 0 between the two signals, as we have already seen, we get a straight line. For a phase angle of 45 degrees, we get an ellipse. For a phase angle of 90, a circle. For a phase angle of 135, again an ellipse. Phase angle of 180, you get a straight line again. This is for a phase angle of about 225, for 270, 315 and then 360 degrees. What we can observe here is that our patterns go from a straight line to an ellipse, circle, ellipse, straight line, and so on. So looking at the pattern directly, we can say what could be the phase. Points to note here are, only the phase difference is considered here to be different. The frequency, the amplitude of the two signals applied are all assumed to be the same. Only then do we achieve these patterns. In case the amplitudes are different, for example, if we consider two signals of same frequency but of different amplitudes, then there may be an extension here. Okay? Now, if we consider amplitude changes in the ellipse, that is, if you have different peaks, then you might get a more elongated ellipse. Okay? You might also get a different major axis. Like right now, this is the major axis. So if you have different amplitudes, then it may elongate in this direction or in this direction, depending upon the amplitudes. But here it's been considered that they are of the, or that both the signals are of the same amplitude. For a circle, it is compulsory that both the signals are of the same amplitude and then only we achieve a circle. So these are the figures that we get, and from this we can directly say what the phase angle is. Now for a straight line like this, it is easily clear that your phase shift is 0 degrees when the straight line is in the first and the third quadrant, and the phase angle is 180 when the line is in the second and the fourth quadrant. A circle can be referred to a 90 degree or a 270 degree phase shift. Okay, but what happens when you want to know the phase shift of an ellipse? You cannot directly say that, right? So this is how we can calculate the phase angle for an ellipse. Now we have two figures here. This is for an ellipse in the first and the third quadrant, right? So this is the formula that applies for the first figure. Phase difference phi is given by sin inverse y1 by y2. What is y1 is the point where the ellipse touches the y-axis. y2 is the peak of the ellipse. So just y1 by y2 sin inverse of this will give you the phase difference, or sin inverse of the x1, that is wherever the ellipse touches the x-axis, that's x1, and the peak in this direction, horizontal direction, is x2. Now for an ellipse in the second and the fourth quadrant, you have to consider a 180 degree phase shift as well. So the formula for the phase difference is 180 degrees minus sin inverse of this, as we've already discussed. This is how you can find the phase difference between two signals. Coming to frequency measurement, this is another quantity that can be measured by the Lissajous patterns. Now this is a formula that can be used where Fy is the frequency of the signal applied at the y plates, and Fx is the frequency of the signal that is applied at the x plates. Number of horizontal and vertical tangents. As you can see here, this is the Lissajous pattern obtained. To this, we draw a horizontal line, and the number of points the figure touches the horizontal line is the number of horizontal tangencies. And we draw a vertical line, and the number of times the figure touches the vertical tangents gives you the vertical tangencies. Now, in this figure, let us observe, this is a Lissajous pattern, you draw a horizontal line, it touches twice, so you have two horizontal tangents, and you have a vertical tangent over here, and the figure touches the vertical tangent once. So number of horizontal tangents is 2, number of vertical tangents is 1. So Fy is equal to 2 by 1. Considering Fx to be the known signal of 1 kHz, let us assume, then Fy will be equal to 2 by 1 into 1 kHz. Two by 1 into, I am assuming Fx to be 1 kilo, which is nothing but 2 kHz. This is your Fy, that is the unknown signal. Similarly, to find Fx, if Fy is given, you can rearrange the formula and do it. The important thing here is to correctly make note of the number of horizontal and vertical tangents. Now, in case you have open figures like this, then you draw a horizontal tangent, you draw a vertical tangent, okay? And you consider the figure when it touches the horizontal tangent completely as one full, that is the full tangency, and if it's open like this, then you consider it as a half tangency. So that is what is given. This is a horizontal tangent drawn, and 1 and 2 are two full tangents, that's 2 here, and then this one is half, so plus half. A vertical tangent is drawn just like this, and it touches 1, it's touched once, that's why 1. It's nothing but 5 by 2. This is how you can calculate the frequency. These are for different frequency ratios and different phase shifts. Please remember that a circle is obtained only when both the amplitudes are the same and there is a phase shift of 90 degrees. A straight line is obtained when the phase shift is either 0 degrees or 180 degrees. An ellipse is achieved when the amplitudes of the two signals are not equal. Okay, and a parabola like this is achieved when the two signals are having a frequency ratio of 2:1 or 1:2 and the phase difference is 90 degrees. I hope this will be helpful. Thank you for watching.